What is going on, guys? My name is Ben. How are you guys doing today? We're doing a webcam style video, but later on it'll be a point and shoot camera view. Now, what this video is about is if you have a Sony VAIO Windows 7 PC, I am going to show you how to do a full recovery of your Sony VAIO Windows 7 PC back to factory settings. What I mean by this is bring it back to the first day you bought it, pretty much. Alright, now, why would you want to do a full factory restore? If you're going to be losing all your stuff, unless you back it up, then you have to reinstall everything. Well, there are top reasons for this, and I can think of two of them, maybe 2 to 3 of them, but there's definitely more than that. Number one, virus. If you have a virus, and you use all your virus protection CDs or everything, virus protection programs, and they don't get rid of a particular virus, then you have to do a full recovery in order to get rid of the virus. Virus protection programs may be great, but they don't cover every single virus out there, which to me is a bit of a surprise. But I think if you have the basic version of whatever virus protection you have, and if you pay for the full version, then I guess you would be protected. I don't know. I've always had the free version, and what I use is AVG, but that's another side point. Number two, if your PC is running a little bit strange and you feel that it's a big issue, then you have to do a full recovery. Now, in this case, I fit into this category. Recently, I had problems with this PC a few weeks ago where I use my Safari browser most of the time. And when I click to load up a web page, you see the images, but the color is strange, as if it was discoloring issues. Now, for example, there will be, if the background of that image was supposed to be white, you will see some white, and then next thing you know, it turns into purple and blue, and then the image of the MacBook, for example, does not look straight, and then it looks like, okay, part of the MacBook's right here, then part of the MacBook's right here. No, it does not look normal at all, and I restored it to a previous date. It worked for a week, and now it went back to the same issue I had. And the first time it wouldn't allow me to play any Flash content, mainly YouTube videos, and then the second time it allowed me to play it, but then I still have this imaging problem, and then some web pages won't even load. And at that time I tried disconnecting my router and then plug it back in. Didn't work either. Shutting off the Wi-Fi on my PC, turn it back on, did not work either. And like I said before, I restored it to a previous date, did not work either. So, what I ended up doing for the first time is doing a full factory restore. And at the time I'm recording this video, I've already did that, but I did film some videos while I was doing it. So, in this video, you will learn how to do that if you guys don't know. Now, keep in mind, whatever manufacturer you have, whether it's an HP, Dell, Lenovo, Samsung, or anything, your manufacturer of your PC will have a different recovery tool compared to what I'm using here, which is Sony VAIO. But however, the process should be the same, and with these recovery tools, it should come with a recovery tool where you are able to create recovery CDs or DVDs if something were to go wrong with your hard drive, and if it fails, then you can boot your computer from the CD. Now, unless you have a custom built PC made from scratch without any manufacturer software on there, like third-party software such as software from Sony, HP, Dell, Samsung, or anything, it's just straight complete Microsoft, then you would have to use your original operating system disk in order to either restore it or just reinstall the operating system by doing a clean install. Now, before you do this, keep in mind the recovery I will be showing you what to do is going to completely wipe out the computer. So whatever stuff you have on your hard drive, you want to back it up. And what I am going to show you is how to back up your files before you do a full recovery. And the way I did this was use a program that's installed into Windows 7 directly called Windows Easy Transfer. And it's a very good application for transferring your files over. That way you don't have to do it one by one. It puts it onto one backup, and then you just restore from there. And I'm going to show you how to use that before doing the recovery process. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. So before doing a recovery on your computer, you want to back up all your data and everything. So in Windows 7, what you could do is use Windows Easy Transfer. So all you have to do is search it up right here, and then it'll pop up right here, Windows Easy Transfer. You click on it, and then it'll open. And then let's zoom in just to take a look. And then this tells you like what it'll let you copy. So all this stuff right here, you hit next, and then it gives you options whether you want to transfer through a cable network or external hard disk or USB flash drive. I'm going to be doing this option, and this is my old computer. So it's actually scanning my user account right now as well as the shared item to estimate how many gigabytes of storage is required to transfer this. And then what I'm going to be doing is using my Toshiba external hard drive, the portable hard drive, which is a 1 terabyte. So give it a second, it's almost done scanning. Okay, so my results are here, and it says that 3.7 gigabytes is required for my user account. And then you have the shared items right here. And one thing I want to make a note to you guys is that this does not transfer any viruses. So if for some reason this is the reason why you want to do a recovery on your computer, then don't worry about it. This isn't going to transfer any viruses. It'll transfer all your music, videos, photos, and all that data, as well as putting your icons back the way they were back on your desktop. So I'm going to hit next right here. Alright, save your files. You can put in a password if you want to protect this file, but I'm not going to put a password in there since nobody else is touching it. So I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to plug up my Toshiba hard drive now, and I'm going to plug it up through USB 3.0. My Toshiba hard drive is right there, and what I'm going to do is hit it, go to backup. I created this folder myself because this is where I wanted to go to, and I'm going to hit save, and then it'll start saving. So give this a few minutes, and after that then we'll head on to the recovery process. Alright, so it says save complete for both of them, so we're going to hit next. Transfer file is complete. Windows Easy Transfer on your new computer, and then you save the items you want to transfer in a special transfer file name. Okay, items from old computer .mig. Here's where it's saved. Alright, we're good. Write down the location where you save your transfer file because you'll need to open it on your new computer. If you're upgrading this computer to Windows 7, open the file when your upgrade is complete. Alright, so you're going to hit next. You can continue the transfer process on your new computer and then close, and then you're all set. So before we go on any further, I'm just going to go into Windows Explorer and make sure that backup is there. Alright, backup. Yep, there it is, and then all I have to do is open it, and then that's it. Now, this is the first time I'm actually going to be doing a full recovery, just so you know, and that was my first time using Windows Easy Transfer. Alright, so now, if you have a Sony VAIO like I do, here's what you're going to do for the recovery process. So, actually, you could do it this way. So you could go into the Start menu, go into All Programs, and then you're going to scroll down. I believe it was VAIO. There should be a folder that said VAIO or something, or was that in Accessories? Either way, it was somewhere in here. I don't know, but Sony was nice enough to make a very quick shortcut for you guys, for their customers. So if you take a look over here on my keyboard, you have an assist button right here. What you want to do is hit that assist button, and then that's how you're going to get into your recovery process. I do apologize for using the digital camera, but once you do this recovery process, everything will be wiped out. So I'm not going to have Microsoft Expression Encoder once this thing is fully restored, but hopefully, or what that Easy Transfer should have done was saved my programs and then put them back on there, and then it's not going to reinstall every single program, but it'll give me a list of programs that was installed from my old backup, and then it'll let me know so I can consider reinstalling that program back. Alright, so you open this up, which is VAIO Care, and let me zoom in a little bit more. This is old style video here. Then you go into recovery here. Then you want to go to recover your computer. Now this is restore your hard disk to original factory settings. Option erases all personal files. Okay. Then you want to hit recover computer. Restoring your computer to original factory condition is about to begin. Do you want to continue? Yes. Okay, so the computer is restarting. I should probably have my hard drive unplugged. Okay. Windows is loading files. Now, you have a PC that's made by a different manufacturer other than Sony, such as Dell, HP, or Lenovo or Samsung, something like that. If they have their own recovery tools, then the process should be the same, except maybe the buttons might be slightly different, and then like some of the options may be slightly different as well. Or if you just have the OEM version of Windows from Microsoft, so it's stock Windows, then it's going to be different than having an off or third-party manufacturer of a Windows machine. Alright, so you have three options here: recover your system using step-by-step process, maintain system using custom recovery, exit. So I'm going to do start recovery wizard. Rescuing your data is recommended because all files will be deleted during the recovery process. So you could keep your data if I want to, but I'm actually going to do skip rescue because I want to start fresh. Okay, this is just giving you another warning message. Start recovery, connect AC power cord, checkbox, click, okay. All files will be deleted, so it just gives you another heads up again. And if you change your mind, you can cancel if you want, but I'm going to do yes, I'm sure. Then I'm going to do start recovery. And then recovery process will start in this amount of seconds. So I believe depending on the specs of your computer will determine how long this process will take, and from what I've heard, this could take up to a few hours. Okay, so a little window just popped up, but then it immediately went back to this, so I wasn't able to catch it on time, but there was a little window where it said like .exe, and then there were a lot of codes coming down, and then it immediately went to 81%, as you can see right there. I've been stuck on 75% for a while, and then it just changed itself to 81%, which is good, because I thought since it was stuck at 75%, now it jumped to 83%, that something was wrong with it, which I was hoping was not the case. Now, I want to make a note of this to you guys. When you do a full factory reset on your Windows 7 PC, it restores it back to the first day you bought it, pretty much. Alright, recovery process needs to restart. Your computer continue, restart. We can restart now, it's fine. Okay, so since it goes back to when you first bought the computer, all the software that was on your computer will go back to the original version. So once you fully restore this thing, then you're gonna have to take some time to update everything again to the latest versions out there. So I just wanted to point that out because it's gonna take a while, so just be ready for that. Alright, see what it's gonna do. It says it's supposed to restart several times. Setup is starting services. Batteries were dying, so I had to switch out the batteries. Now I gotta charge this one. Seems to be going back to normal now. We'll see what happens. So it's preparing for first use. Now, so far it looks like the resolution seems to be oversized, but I'm assuming it'll go back to normal once the restore has been fully finished, because it did mention it'll restart several times. So I just want you guys to know I'm seeing this for the first time. This is the first time I've ever restored my PC. Now that I have a portable hard drive, I'm not worried about losing my data. Windows 7 Home Premium. File Care Rescue. Alright, so it's going to be doing the recovery process again to get all the specific Sony drivers back. Okay, so it just asked me to restart again, and then it started logging off. Okay, gotta restart again. I'll let it restart by itself, see what happens. This video is probably way too long right now, but I try to make it as detailed as I can, so you guys get the full experience as if you were doing this yourself. Okay, so I decided to go handy cam this time instead of on the tripod, just to give you guys an update on what's going on. So it seems like the resolution has been adjusted, because I did see that it was installing the NVIDIA GeForce graphics card in here, and as you can see, this window used to be large, now it's just short. So it says restart several times, so it's installing more of Sony VAIO's and specific drivers for this computer. That way I can use this to its full ability. Alright, so as you can see right here, recovery is completed, and it's asking you if you have any like CDs or anything to do this recovery process. Just remove them and then hit the restart button. That's what it looks like now, and let's go ahead and hit the restart button. So basically we're going to have to go through the setup process of Windows 7. Preparing your computer for first use. Okay, got our welcome screen. I'm surprised no VAIO wallpaper this time. But maybe that'll change once I get into the operating system. Oh, I'm in the operating system. I finally got that boot sound back. I don't know why before it just stopped. What's this? Processing cleanup phase. System preps plugin. So we are back in Windows 7 and it's launching all these apps again. Best Buy, because this computer I actually got it from Best Buy, if you didn't know, at the time when I got it, which was back in 2011. We got the same screen again. Prepare your computer for first use. I do apologize if this is shaky. I am trying to be as steady as I can. Hopefully I'm not doing too bad of a job. I just figured this is easier in case if I wanted to get up and then like give you guys a closer look without having to adjust the tripod and then zoom in, zoom out. Alright, looks like the VAIO wallpaper is coming back. Okay, so type in a username right here. I'm just gonna stick with my current username. Hit next. Type a password recommended. Protect your user account, but I'm not gonna do that. I accept. Hit next. Use recommended settings. Let's see. I am in the Eastern time zone. Eastern time, US and Canada, yep. Automatically adjust clock for daylight saving time, yep. Let's see, 10:35. Yep, this is correct. March 20th. Hit next. So it's connecting to my home network right now. All I had to do was put in the Wi-Fi password for my router and then just select home network. So this is pretty much going through the same setup process as I did when I first unboxed this computer on the day I got it. Finalizing your settings, as you can see right here. Windows 7 Home Premium. Restarting. So it looks like the VAIO background is back. Before it was the original Windows 7 background. That's for like the OEM version of Windows 7 or the stock version from Windows 7. Think of it as Android. You got stock Android and then you got all these other Android skins. Well, that was weird. I'm surprised they would ask me to register, but I already registered with this thing when I first got it, so I just hit the next button to see what happens, and I didn't put any of my stuff in there, so I guess I didn't register with them again, which would be pointless because I already did it one time. I don't see what does that do if I do it a second time. Alright, I am back on Windows 7. This is exciting. Alright, so now that you're back in Windows 7, all you have to do is go through all your updates, and then I'm actually going to show you guys how to put all your stuff back together. So, before we do that, I gotta download virus protection. I know I have Norton Security there, but that's
if I pay for the full version, and I don't want to do the dirty free trial again. So I'm gonna be right back and download that virus protection.
Hey guys, I wanted to mention this just before I proceed on with the video, because as I was editing, there was one thing that I didn't mention in there because I kind of went too fast, and this is what you should have done after you did the recovery process. After doing the recovery process, you should just let your computer sit there for a little bit, let it run for a little bit before putting your stuff back on there, because when I first tried to use it, it was kind of lagging a little bit, and when I was like moving the cursor, it kind of lagged a little bit. So you wanted to run a little bit so it can catch itself up a little bit. Not sure if that's going to be the case for everybody, but either way, even if your computer is like running very smooth after you restored it, you want to let it sit for a little bit so it'll catch itself up, and then you put your stuff back on there. At least that's what I think, because I have seen tutorials before, and they have stated that you should let your computer run for a little bit before doing anything crazy with it. So I just want to say that before I proceed on with the video.
Alright guys, so as you can see, I got AVG right there, and I already got a pop-up down here that wants me to restart to confirm the update, which I'm not going to do yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is, before I do this, let me show you guys that this is completely fresh. As you can see, 652 gigabytes. Enable automatic brightness adjustment. I'm not going to do that now. Okay, so now what I am going to do is plug in my external hard drive here. So if you will excuse me. Oh, crappy video I'm doing. Installing device, as you can see right there, and then my Toshiba drive should pop up right there. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my Toshiba drive here. I always hate how they change the view. I want the view like this. Alright, and all you have to do is click on this backup right here, on the backup that you made, and then Windows Easy Transfer will launch. Yes, as you can see, there's all my data, and then you're just gonna hit the transfer button. Depending how much data you're gonna be transferring will determine the transfer time. Other than that, if you have like just a little bit of data to transfer, then you should be fine, and it'll be fairly quick. It's actually not transferring my music and videos and pictures. I did that manually, in case if this didn't get it, which I don't know if it did. I'm pretty sure it would, but just in case, because those I can't lose. Well, this is a surprise. I didn't expect it to reset my background, because when I watch tutorials on how to use this program, so far I've seen it did not reset their backgrounds back to the way it was before. But anyway, as you can see, some transfers will be successful. In this case it was, except for 2 documents. So I'm gonna hit fix these, and fast download. Actually, I'm not gonna even, it looks like they want me to fix it, huh? Or can I just, yeah, because these I feel like I don't need it, so I'm just gonna hit skip. And what's very nice about this feature is you can see what was transferred, or you can see a list of programs that you might want to install on the computer. So I'm gonna hit this, and then it gives me the list of programs that I might want to install, and some of them will say it's already installed and all that. So there you go. These are all the applications that I want to get back. ArcSoft is already installed, AVG already installed, Best Buy, all this stuff. So I'm going to go through this and just try to get all these, or most of these programs back, the ones that I need. And other than that, I am all set here.
And that is pretty much a wrap of this video right here for the recovery process. So the maximum amount of time it took me to do this took me a little over 2 hours. Some people it maybe 3 hours or something, and it'll restart itself several times, and all those times it gave me the time limit before I hit the restart button. I actually didn't have to put the restart button now that I realize it, because if you were to just let this restore all night while you're sleeping, then it'll restore itself, and then it'll just stay in that pop-up window where it says restart now, so that way you can begin putting all your stuff back on there. So that's it. That's how you do the recovery process. Restore your Sony VAIO Windows 7 PC back to factory settings for any issues that you have, and any most common issues, viruses, problems with images and all that, driver issues, whatever it could be, or if you just want to do a simple refresh so that way your computer will run a little bit faster if you build up too much space throughout the years. So thank you so much for watching, and what did you guys think about this tutorial? Do you think it was great? Do you think it was excellent? Or do you think it was boring and too long? And if you feel that it should have been shortened a little bit, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Leave me your feedback, because I would like to do videos on these, because I do have a big interest for computers. I don't know, you can tell, alongside with the smartphones and everything. So that's it. Go ahead and leave me your feedback in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.